and the Detroit Athletic Club. Beautiful building there, right in the heart of downtown Detroit. What a playoff game this has been. 24-20 Lions lead. And you come back to the fourth quarter, and the puncher's out. Jack Fox, who's had a very good season, to kick it for Detroit. Austin Trammell back to receive. As Fox unloads on one. Good kick. Trammell back to the 10 for the fair catch. 52 yards, all net. Stafford and Cooper Kupp out of the tent. Stafford back on the field in 30 seconds after this from AWS.
In the time it takes to catch this ball, the NFL uses AWS machine learning and AI to analyze over 1 million data points from every player and every play in over 1,000 games, giving fans the stats they want in real time. If AWS can do this for the NFL, imagine what it can do for your business.
Stafford back in there. It's Puka Nacua along with Stafford who came out of the tent. So they're all out there. The main guns have been checked on during this second half. Kyron Williams checked earlier. Stafford as well as Nacua. As we get ready to start the 10, it stopped for a moment. And we'll wait to find out why. Oh, they're taking Nacua go back. Let's see. They're making Nacua go back to the sideline. Craig Rolstead coming over and talking to the athletic trainer. And they said he was checked in the 10. He's okay. So the UNC, who's watching for concussions or potential concussions and head injuries upstairs.
Number 17 has already been evaluated. There's no medical timeout.
Called down to make sure that he was evaluated.
Football has gotten complicated.
Yes, it has. But the system is working even in playoff situations. 1st and 10 from the 10. Kyron Williams, good move to find that space inside and drive forward to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 15 for Williams.
So they've gone right back to sort of how they started to attack. And one of the things that I really loved watching this week about Kyron Williams is how patient he is. When you get in an emotional game like this, an emotional moment like this, sometimes if you can just slow it down a bit, give those blockers a chance, you can create some cutback lanes.
Gain of 15, longest run of the game for either team. He's got a run of 1. Right down to 26. Ball comes out there, but the whistle had already blown. Chris, you talk about this game where natural turf, no dirt. Look at his jersey.
That's good football.
Rams do not huddle, trying to catch the Lions, who look a little confused on the back end. And Stafford's going to the sideline. A lot of contact with Robinson. There is no flag, and you can see a few of those coaches are in disbelief on the sideline. It's going to be 3rd down.
How important has Brian Branch been to this football team? 2nd-round draft pick. They picked him. They picked Jack Campbell. Those two guys. I can't believe what a good coverage safety slot he has become. But he has been that all season long. Pick 6, first game against Kansas City. Some player.
3rd down. Timeout, Rams. Sean McVay was right by the official, getting close, watching the play clock. And now the Rams are down to 1 timeout.
Before the delay of game, timeout, Los Angeles. This is the 2nd charge timeout. 30 seconds.
I was looking up there. I think that is the right call as he was standing over there. You know, we talk about the long-time drought for Detroit, and all the big names and familiar faces have shown up. The great runner, Barry Sanders. Calvin Johnson, who set records with Matthew Stafford. Man who opened our show tonight. Michigan made Eminem, who's a regular feature here. But it's also about the fans who aren't the celebs, like Benjamin Kapp, Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Lions season ticket holder, 66 years, 89 years old. He was at the last championship in 1957. He's here tonight. Will the wait be worth it? 3rd and 8, they bring pressure, they throw Nakua behind it, and Puka, big hit, but gets there for the first down. Over the 35 and 2, the 36-yard line.
This is just man on man and who's the tougher and all that stuff. Everybody knew this was going to end in a collision right at the first down marker. And here it comes. Who's going to win from here? And Puka Nakua did what he's done all season long, get those extra yards and that huge first down.
Big night for Nakua. Kyren Williams. John Kaminsky waiting for him there. John Kaminsky does a lot of the dirty work for this Lions team. Defensive end, 5th year in the league. Run stop there, 2nd and 10.
And I have to give some credit to Aaron Glenn. Last year, this Lions defense was bad at everything.
Yes, they were.
So they went together in the offseason. They said, well, let's get good at something. And so what they decided was they were going to basically take away the running game of their opponents. And it has worked. They've given up big plays in the pass game. They have here tonight as well. But at least they had something to hang their hat on, which they did not have a season ago.
2nd and 9. 5 in the pattern in the middle. Good job by Robinson. That was a hot shot. DeMarcus Robinson with those strong hands. Got it. And it's a Rams first down.
Yeah, this was a heck of a play right here because DeMarcus Robinson, you could see that Stafford wanted to try and stop him in that hole right there. But that's a tough catch. About halfway through the season, around week 12, DeMarcus Robinson took over for Tutu Atwell. And it's not just his receiving ability, it's been what he's been able to do blocking, but that was a huge catch.
Ben Skoranek willing to do some dirty work is in there at receiver. Kyren Williams busted through the arm tackle of Kaminsky. Brought down by Derek Barnes, the linebacker. Good gain, though, on the ground for Williams.
And I know Williams was pumped up coming into the game, but he's running more like himself now. Watch the patience here. He doesn't have to go full speed. Just wait. There you go. Now the blocks take place. That outside zone. Now he can cut back. A couple of really nice runs by Williams on this drive.
You said it at the open. This Rams team does not have a lot of those faces from the Super Bowl team. So even though they played for it all a couple of years ago, it's a very different cast. A lot of inexperience making playoff debuts here tonight. And doing well in this atmosphere. Williams left. Nice patient job, like Chris was talking about, to get through the hole and get the first down. And Kyren Williams and the Rams on the ground. Story of this second half.
Really nice job out on the outside by Alaric Jackson to get that corner going. I think that was against Hutchinson on the outside. But when they get this running game going, and remember, Mike, 4th quarter starts to get hot inside this building. It was a little cold down on the field before the game. But now the defense can wear down. And more importantly, probably than anything, your defense over there resting.
Jackson had a grab on Hutchinson. Not called at the 35. Rams on the move, play 9 of this drive. LA trying to take the lead. Stafford protected, 2 downfield. Oh. And he's got Nakua in traffic. What a laser, what a catch at the 14-yard line. Puka again for the 8th time tonight.
Yeah. Do you know how much courage it takes to make this catch right here? There are 4 guys around Puka Nakua. He knows he's getting drilled. He's got to go up in the air, extend his arms, and just wait for the hit to take place. Something else, man. That was a gutsy throw by Stafford to lay that one in there, too. But he knew his guy was willing to go up and get it.
Number 13. Williams inside. What will happen in the red zone this time around? Lions have had a couple of red zone stops already. Stop there, and now play continues with pushing back behind it. Officials get in and separate them.
Stop. 2nd down.
And Mike, one of the interesting things about the Detroit Lions defense is their 3 leading tacklers are all linebackers. I don't think I've seen that on any other team. So they really benefit when the space gets squeezed down inside the red zone here, because this is the box they want to play on. It takes pressure off of Cameron Sutton, Kendall Vildor, their corners on the outside. There's not as much space to have to defend behind them.
Williams out again. Ronnie Rivers back in at running back. 2nd and 11. Will slip to Rivers there. Anzalone stopped his feet. Tackled at the 11. Anzalone may have gotten the worst of that. He's over on the sideline and shaken up. We'll have a medical timeout to look at Alex Anzalone. Jalen coverage, field goal unit out, and a red zone stop again for Detroit.
So 3 possessions now inside the red zone and no touchdowns out of it. Cooper Kupp coming out of the backfield. They got the one-on-one against the safety and just could not hit it. It may be coming a little too predictable that they're throwing to Kupp in the red zone.
Another preferred left hash field goal attempt for Maher from 29. Ethan Evans, the holders, had a tough year learning how to hold. That was smooth. This kick's not pretty, but it's through, and it's a 1-point game. The NFL, let's go places. And by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. See the team logos on Thursday night with drone show over the Michigan Central Station, which is going to reopen this summer. Used to be the old train station in town. The Ford family that owns the Lions is also the Ford Motor Company, done a lot of work on innovation in the future of mobility in America, and a lot of it will be centered in that beautiful building. It's a classic building restored and opening up this June. Lions open up this drive at their own 25, leading by 1. Jared Goff's going to go to the air. He is flushed. He is throws it at the feet of the back, Montgomery, and it's incomplete. And the Rams are flushing Goff a little bit more in this second half.
Yeah, and Mike, here we go, right? This is it. This is what the Lions fans have been dreaming about. This is what Jared Goff, this is what Dan Campbell, this is that moment. They have a chance to go down and win the game with a drive right here, probably go for 2 if they do score a touchdown. But all the pressure now falls right on the head of Jared Goff.
This offense that was rolling in the first half has not been in the second half. Good run by David Montgomery. We're just over 5 yards outside the 30. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. 21 points in the first half of those first 3 drives, but in this second half, 3 drives, only 3 points. As Ben Johnson and the offense try to find something here in the last half of the fourth quarter.
And the Rams in the red zone, 3 field goals on red zone trips, and the Lions 3 touchdowns. That's the game. That's the entire game right now.
Eyes on Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3rd and 4. Goff goes right, high throw, incomplete. Kella Witherspoon had the coverage, tried to get it to Reynolds. The Goff throw was high, and the Lions go 3 and out, and the Rams get it back.
Tremendous job this time by Michael Hoyt on the outside. They got him in coverage a couple times. He escaped the chip, he escaped the block, and got the pressure that forced the punt. I tell you, this Rams defense right now is responding. Raheem Morris and his group are playing big-time football now with all the pressure on them.
See how safe the Rams play, because the Lions run punt fakes as much as anyone. So it gives Fox time to take his time and unload a bomb. Derek caught at the 10 by Trammell, who then went to run afterwards, and then finally stops. Also had a sweaty palm moment there. 59 on the kick with almost 5 seconds of hang time. That is a stud give. It's Ronnie Rivers. He's going to run it for about 1.5 yards. Melissa, a couple of injury updates.
Yes, a couple key injuries for the Rams. Running back Kyron Williams. He came out of the locker room with a heavy tape job and padding on his left hand. He is officially questionable. And linebacker Alex Anzalone, who has just gone back in, he was evaluated. They were looking at his shoulder. They put a shoulder harness on his right shoulder to limit that range of motion.
Good pick up, Melissa, as he enters the game for 2nd and 8. Stafford backs to the gun. Middle, Nacua's ninth catch of the night, and he breaks away. Puka Nacua down the sideline, out of bounds around the 45. Huge hit for 36 yards. Got out of the Kirby Joseph tackle and took off.
And they use that motion so beautifully. So they sprint him across the field, turn and come back all the way across, and you just can't believe that he so consistently can catch this ball and break tackles. You want to know how he got to the numbers that he got to this year? 1,486 yards. I'll bet you half of them were after the catch.
He just broke DK Metcalf's record for most yards by a rookie receiving yards in a playoff game. 182, record night for Nacua. For the 45, Stafford. Nice little side sling. Ronnie Rivers got it. A lot of space. Rivers for 15. To the 40-yard line. Stafford at 347. Most of it to Nacua. More than half of it, including that record total.
And he would go into the Breakfast Club. You remember the whole Breakfast Club thing? Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp would go in. And Puka said, I'd go in there and they just keep talking about me like 17 needs to do this, 17 needs to do that, like I wasn't even there. But he took it all in. He gained the knowledge, and you're seeing it every game now.
Stafford and Kupp watching film in the mornings to be on the same page. Led to a big year for them. Stafford flings it in the middle of the field. Huge hit. Incomplete. And Tyler Higbee was down. Kirby Joseph, as Higbee was coming across the middle, got him. And the athletic training staff out to look at him. That's what we always talk about receivers, right? About going low on receivers over the middle. It's where the rules have been adjusted to, and it's awful in so many ways for the receivers.
I'm just telling you, Mike, I probably asked 25 receivers or tight ends one question. If you could be protected from that hit at your knees or a blow to the head, which one would you want eliminated from the game? Every single one of them said, take that hit out of the game.
And you completely understand why it's been take the headshots out, but you also see the consequences are so tough on so many of these receivers in terms of injuries. Saw with TJ Hawkinson getting hurt for the Vikings, similar type play. Higbee is out. It's 2nd and 10. On the 40-yard line, the late pressure comes. Stafford stays in there and throws it complete to the 34-yard line with Kupp. And a gain of 6 and 3rd down coming up.
Did you see that throw? Not only does he go sidearm, but he ducks down low to go sidearm. He's going to lean down into it and sling it around. I mean, he's just throwing darts out there.
Now they're in the range of Maher for a go-ahead field goal.
But come on, you know they're looking touchdown here.
4.5 to go. 3rd and 4. Lions bring 4. Hutchinson couldn't get to Stafford, who throws it to Rivers, who loses a yard. Maybe 2. There's a flag down back by the quarterback.
Boy, this is going to be a tough call here, right?
Holding. Offense. Number 79. It's a 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Do you like the decision to take it and push him back to the 44?
I think so, although I've seen Puka Nacua so many times in this situation. If you pick up a 1st down, you've got bigger problems. But now you're forcing the Rams, if you can stop them one time, to punt the football away. We have not seen Aiden Hutchinson inside one time tonight. He's living on the edge, and they're going to decide this thing with a chipper that way, with him going against Rob Havenstein. And he's out wide. This is that wide 9 now for Aiden Hutchinson, and he is tough to stop.
Please reset the game clock to 4:20. Thank you.
Reset of the game clock. The Lions would have had 4th down against the Rams at the 36. Instead, they go 3rd and 14. Here's Hutchinson getting wide to try to take off. What do we have here? Timeout? Let's see. What we have here is the back judges coming in conversation with Craig Rolstad. They want to get the clock exactly right here. I don't know if there's anything else in question at this point. And now Rolstad continuing the conversation with the down judge, Jim Mello. Again, the alternate officials explaining to the head coaches, one station on each side, exactly what's going on with the communication. Are they looking at the clock?
The placement of the ball is correct.
Okay.
The time on the clock is correct.
Yeah, because the play came from the 34, 10-yard flag back to the 44-yard line.
And Mike, if Hutchinson lines up again where he did last time, when he gets that kind of a running start, they'll probably try to chip on him, but that's where you see his inside spin moves and all the different variants he has on his pass rush. Look how wide he is out there down at the bottom of the screen. Right here, he's going to have a sprint right there at Havenstein.
3rd and 14. Stafford steps up, throws inside. Nakua incomplete with a ton of contact. No call and 4th down. And the Rams send out, believe, the punting unit. Yes.
A little grab of the jersey on the back end of it that they did get away with it, and that would have been a first down had it been called.
That was both. It's the pull and the wrap around the waist. Ethan Evans will punt it. The Rams only have one timeout. Makes it tougher to get the ball back. Evans nose down, trying to pin the Lions back. It's caught on the run by Donovan Peoples-Jones at the 17.
Hey, if you have cut rate car insurance, odds are you'll be paying for that yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Hey, I'm walking here.
Storylines of this wild card game tonight. In his return to Detroit, Matthew Stafford, 367 and 2 touchdowns. He's played hard, played tough. Jared Goff, a terrific start. It has not been explosive. The offense has been quieted in this second half. Puka Nacua, who's had a record-setting season, a record-setting playoff debut, trying to spoil the night for the Lions. We're trying to win a playoff game for the first time in 32 years. And they're about 3 first downs away from doing it because the Rams only have one timeout and a 2-minute warning to stop the clock. The 18, David Montgomery runs for 2. And that's been a big part of the story. The Lions only have 12 rushing yards in this second half.
I tell you, I can't help but get back to Goff. When we were talking to him, he was talking about how much what happened to him at the end with the Rams, said it wasn't good for me. It sort of broke me. And it was this coaching staff and this group of players that really sort of rebuilt me and rebuilt my confidence. And I'm more aware of who I am now. But Dan Campbell constantly just kept building him up and teaching him. And now here's where it has to pay off. They have to get a few first downs and end this game on offense.
After the gain of 3, they will throw out of the backfield. Montgomery works past Point, gets a big first down, stays in bounds at the 31-yard line. Point in coverage. Montgomery takes advantage. First down, Detroit.
Oh, what a play by David Montgomery to accelerate and then stop and create the first of those first downs, Mike, that you were talking about. Get the ball to a veteran player. He came over from Chicago, and he has just paid huge dividends. In the clutch, in the red zone, when it matters most, David Montgomery's going to be in the game.
There's 2 used timeouts on offense by the Rams, looming large right now. 1st and 10, Montgomery waits for the blocking, but the Rams are all over it right now. Gain of a yard. And this will take us down to the 2-minute warning as Sean McVay is going to keep the timeout in his pocket. Sometimes you take that timeout and then put all your eggs into the 3rd down basket. They don't. This will get down to the 2-minute warning. And these fans who've waited 3 decades, some of them haven't been alive to see their team win a playoff game. And they're a couple of plays away from being able to do it as we hit the 2-minute warning. game is not over yet, but it's very, very close.
First of all, gutsy call here, and who's surprised by it with Dan Campbell, right? Unbelievable. But that route was a little slice of brilliance right there by St. Brown. At the very end of the route, he went into the defender to almost gain rebound position, come back to the ball, and man, I tell you what, when your head coach believes in your ability to make that pass, all the things that Dan Campbell has done to build Jared Goff's confidence, when he came out in that moment, no, we're not running it twice and punting it. I'm putting it in my quarterback's hands. He's ready for that moment, and he got it done.
All the Lions have to do is take care of the ball here, and they will win a playoff game. Goff to a knee. And to a very important place for him. And yeah, you see a few tears in there for those folks.
Mike, you live in this area. Give me some idea of what this is.
There's a term around here, SOL. Same old Lions. They always find a way to screw it up. And Dan Campbell changed that mentality, changed that with the people who brought in. They've lost their last 9 playoff appearances. And it's a team that believes in themselves. And they didn't have a great second half, but this will be one of the most memorable nights in Detroit football for that 89-year-old and the 62,000 others here. One more knee and business is done. And Detroit, for the first time in 32 years, your Lions have won a playoff game. Have at it. To win the longest drought of 9 consecutive playoff losses. January 5th, 1992 was the last time the Lions won a playoff game.
And guess what? They're going to get another one here next week.
We run it back. It's January 14th in downtown Detroit. But it looks like Christmas Day and New Year's Eve all rolled into one.
Dan Campbell willed this football team to victory. Jared Goff, from the opening play tonight, was on it. He was confident, he believed in himself, and the whole restructure of what Jared Goff was as a quarterback that took 3 years to get to this point, to build him back up, has paid